Do you look at the food labels when you buy food in the supermarket? Well, today we have with us a certified holistic nutritionist, Karen Langston, who's going to help us understand a little bit more about food labels and whether or not we actually really need to read them. So hi Karen, thanks for joining us again today.
Hi, Harriet. So glad to be here.
Now, last time we talked about how to pick good foods, but I want to get deep, a little bit dive into how to actually read the food labels and whether, in fact, that's important at all.
Sure, and that's really a great topic. You look at that top, like we were talking about, and it'll say X amount of sugars, X amount of protein and fiber. And then you actually have to look at the very top. Let's say, let's just talk about, it says a teaspoon.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got this big package, and those little percentages are actually based on a teaspoon, not the whole package.
Right.
And so we look at it and it says, oh, it's only 5% sugar. And so you eat the whole package, not realizing that you needed to pay attention to that teaspoon. But what's even more horrifying than that is it'll say the sugars are, like we said, maybe 1 to 10%. But what are those sugars? And so that's why I really believe we need to go down to the bottom of the label, because sometimes there will be 4 or 5 sugars in that product. And I'm not sure if it's the same in the UK. I have a feeling it is that the ingredients are listed in terms of the amounts. So whatever's first has the most amount in comparison to the end. So when you look at is it the same in UK?
Yeah, I think it is. It's also mentioned servings as well, I believe. So you'll have per 100 grams, for example, and
right.
Then it sort of then sections it out into carbohydrates and sugars and fats and so on.
Right, yeah. And then when you get, yes, it's exactly the same. So when you get, and it's funny, I grew up with metric, moved to the States, so now I'm imperial and I'm forgetting my metrics. The only thing I know is that 3.5 ounces is 100 grams.
Well, you're doing well, because I didn't know that.
That's only because I've gotten used to it.
Okay.
But so then you look and you see, first you want to pay attention. So if it is 100 grams, and you have to look at the package now, turn the package over. How many grams is that package? Okay. So you now have to realize, okay, if I eat this whole package and it's let's say it's 300 grams, well then guess what? You're eating more than what it's saying on that label. So that's why I feel that label is very misleading.
It is misleading.
So then you also have to look at the bottom of the label, like we just said, and look at the ingredients. So if you've got maltose, dextrose, and sugar as your first 3 ingredients, and at the bottom you've got I don't know, what would we be looking at? What would be something that would be on there that you'd understand? Let's just say meat, for instance. Let's say it's a protein, right? So your protein's at the very end, but you've got these 3 sugars at the beginning. So is there more protein or sugar in that product?
Sounds like sugar.
Absolutely. And so now you're taking in all of this sugar, and so is that something that's going to be healthy?
No, exactly not. No.
Absolutely. Not to mention that if we're taking in all of the sugar, it's empty calories. There's nothing in there. It's going to excite the central nervous system, which is going to make us use up more B vitamins and more minerals. And so you end up with this deficit.
Right. So we have to be very careful about looking underneath the label as to what exactly is in the food.
Absolutely. I think that is way more important than that thing that they put at the top. I always, when I'm working with clients, I just say, okay, just put an X right through it. You don't even want to look at that. What you're really interested in is at the bottom. And then, like we said earlier, if you can't pronounce what's in that package, why are you eating it?
No, sure. And also, I guess the serving size is important as well. So if we need to understand how much we should be having each day as well in terms of intake, as to how much of that product we can eat in one given day, I guess, as well.
Well, and I love that question, and what I say is no. You don't even have to look at the servings. See, and that's what the problem is, and I look at, people who suffer with trying to lose weight, or they're dealing with diabetes, and so they think that they need a percentage of carbohydrates, a percentage of protein, percentage of, what's the other one, fats.
Yeah.
But the problem is this is why you have to look at those ingredients, is because you're basing it on empty calories. Whereas if you were, let's say you had 100 grams of sugar in this package, but you had 100 grams of an apple. The sugar that's in that apple, you will be able to utilize right away. Because that apple also has nutrients that are going to run your body. There's antioxidants in there. There's fiber in there that's going to feed your bacteria. Whereas this package has nothing. You see? So if you eat around the exterior, you don't have to count calories. You don't have to look at servings because your body knows what to do with it. And you're not going to eat 500 apples, right? You're going to eat, if you eat just fruits and vegetables and your meats, very little carbohydrates. And what I mean by carbohydrates are actually your vegetables and maybe some of your root vegetables.
Okay.
Don't need to count calories. You don't have to worry about servings, really.
And your body will tell you what you need. Purely by being full. Yeah.
Yes, in fact, in 1929, there was a study done with a bunch of toddlers. Okay. And what they did is they found out the toddlers' nutrient deficiencies first by doing a bunch of blood tests. They then put them into a room with all sorts of fruits and vegetables. They had cod liver oil in there, everything that they imaginable, and just let them go at it.
Right. What happened?
I know, it's the children actually went to the foods that they were deficient in first and ate them until they could no longer eat them. One child apparently was very deficient in fats, and so he went to the cod liver oil and actually drank the cod liver oil.
Right.
So we are supposed to eat the foods that are on the perimeter of our grocery store, not what's in the aisles. And if you do it that way,
you'll safe.
No behavioral issues. Weight is just stabilized.
That's fascinating. Thanks so much. Karen, before I let you go, can you tell people where they can get more information from you or about you?
Absolutely. You can reach me at KarenLangston.com. That's my website.
Fantastic. Well, thanks so much for joining us today, and I look forward to talking to you again about something new to do with food.
Yes, wonderful. Looking forward to it. Thanks, Harriet.
Thanks, Karen. So there you have it. Servings don't matter, and it's the ingredients that are important, not necessarily the typical values that list the carbohydrates, fat, energy, and so on. But if you've got any more burning questions about nutrition, please email me, Harriet, HARRIETT, at wellbeingexaminer.com, and I'll have a chat with Karen and we'll put together some more videos for you that answer your questions. And in the meantime, please remain happy, healthy single mums.